Exploding blisters, peeling skin, boiling blood, agonizing screams. A broken neck, the gasp for air, and the swing of the rope at the final tremble. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. A murderous translation which saw a witchcraft craze ripple through Europe from the 14th to 18th century. Tens of thousands of supposed witches, who were mostly women, were executed, and a legacy which stalked immigrants to the United States soon led to the most popularized hunt in history, the Salem Witch Trials. It's January 1692, on a cold winter's day, and fresh powdered snow settles on the streets of Salem village. A shroud of darkness fell over the Paris household, and as the frosty touch of winter rapped on their door, soon the winter's gale would become entangled with the screams of the bewitched. The family of Reverend Samuel Parris became the first victims of the devil's magic. Or so they thought. His daughter Elizabeth, his niece Abigail Williams, and a local girl, Anne Putnam, had all become tainted by black magic. They began to convulse, scream, contort, chant, and display episodes of violence. Quickly, blame fell on Sarah Osborne, an elderly impoverished woman, Sarah Good, a homeless beggar, and the infamous Tituba, the Parris family slave. And while the others professed their innocence, Tituba confessed. "The devil came to me and bid me to serve him," she proclaimed. She admitted to signing the devil's book and claimed other witches sought to destroy the Puritans. However, her case was dismissed and she mysteriously disappeared into the night. But it was too late. The seed of paranoia was sown, and Gallows Hill would soon be born, waiting to wrap its claws around each victim's throat. Between 1692 and 1693, more than 200 people were accused of practicing witchcraft in Salem, and 20 were executed. Now in Salem, most victims of the trials were hanged, and several died waiting in prison for trial. One man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with heavy stones. And even animals fell victim to the mass hysteria as colonists killed 2 dogs believed to be linked with the devil. But was the devil really to blame? It is hypothesized 2 factors influenced the witch trials outside of the events in Europe. As conflict arose within the colonies, refugees sought asylum in nearby regions such as Salem Village. As displaced people put strain on resources in Salem, rivalries broke out and trouble brewed. Conflicts raged and quarrels increased until eventually it clicked. This must be the work of the devil, and the devil has imbued his chosen few with power in return for devotion and loyalty to him. The second theory was created by Linda Corporell of the University of California at Santa Barbara. It was thought that the 2 girls who were afflicted with convulsions and vomiting were affected by ergot, a fungus which causes an hallucinogenic effect, which I'll cover in another video for another day. However, As a staple in bread making, it is possible the muscle spasms and psychosis experienced by the supposed bewitched were actually caused by this fungus. Eventually, as pleas filled the court, the colony admitted the trials were a mistake, and testimony based on visions and dreams were denounced by the president of Harvard, Increase Mather, quoting, "It were better that 10 suspected witches should escape than one innocent person be condemned." In the years to follow, the colony would work to restore the rights and names of the many accused, and in 1957, 250 years later, an apology was issued and families were compensated. Such a lesson took longer to reach Europe, with the last execution occurring in Switzerland in 1782. But apologies will never make up for the condemned witches who swung from the gallows, and those still alive when facing the flames and excruciating pain by burning and inhalation of toxic fumes and burning flesh.